Check 1 2, test 1 2. Check 1 2, test 1 2 3. Check 1 2. Check 1 2, test 1 2. Check 1 2 3. This is a sound check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. This is a sound check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Sound check. Sound check. Check 1 2, test 1 2, check 1 2 3, test 1 2. And good afternoon and welcome to Mather Ballpark in Cleveland, Ohio for today's game between Case Western Reserve University, which enters the contest with a 20-7 record, 7-5 in the UAA, and Washington University, 8-10 on the season, 0-4 in UAA play. A big series for both of these teams as Washington University tries to get back on track in the UAA. They're 0-4, lost all 4 of their games in their series against Emory. Whereas Case Western Reserve 7-5 on the year, 20-7 overall, and again the Spartans now with a chance here to kind of really, get their season going to a certain extent. Their second half of their year as they are right on the cusp of an NCAA tournament bid. They do need to probably get a couple more wins here for the remainder of the year to improve their standing, but 7th in the first regional ranking. So Case Western Reserve University with a good chance here with a good weekend to put themselves in position to make the NCAA tournament. We'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and get you starting lineups to begin with the batting order for Washington University. Leading things off will be the center fielder, Amy Walsh. Taylor Ahrens will be the shortstop hitting second. Maggie Clapp, the first baseman, hits third, and then Hera Tang, the right fielder, fourth. Michaela Arredondo, the third baseman, in the 5 spot. Natasha Ramakrishnan, the left fielder, hits sixth. Julia Flores catching and batting 7th. Josie Elder, the second baseman, hits 8th. And then Ashley Madsen, the designated player, will be batting 9th. Anna McKee doing the pitching. We'll tell you more about her in the bottom of the inning when she takes the hill for the Bears. Defensively for Case Western Reserve University, over at first base, Grace Trichler. Second baseman, Maren Waldner. The shortstop is Nicole Doyle. And the third baseman is Sarah Miller. In the outfield and left fielder, Arissa Cleveland. Center fielder, Katie Weedy. The right fielder is Sydney Wagner. Doing the catching today is Dustin Reynolds. And on the mound will be Alyssa Hamilton, the sophomore transfer from Lehigh College. Hamilton on the year, 8-4 with a 3.67 ERA through 14 starts, including 9 complete games. She has thrown 84 innings. During that time, she's allowed 79 hits, 48 runs, 44 of them earned. She has walked 32, struck out 83 in those 84 innings of work, and allowed a 248 opponent's average. She'll start things off against Amy Walsh for Washington University. Pinching in at the corners are both Grace Trichler and the third baseman, Sarah Miller. First pitch taken outside for a ball, and it's 1-0 as we are underway at Mather Park. Walsh hitting at .365 on the year. No home runs and 9 runs batted in. Now the 1-0 from Hamilton. Swung on, popped up into actually fairly deep left field. It's over the head of Arissa Cleveland and lands on the warning track. Heading for third on the play is Walsh. The throw comes in, not in time, and it's a leadoff triple to get things started for Amy Walsh. So Walsh, the leadoff hitter, showing some opposite field power, hitting one deep out to left center field. And there's a runner on third base with nobody out here in the first inning and some early trouble for Hamilton to try to work out of. Batter now is Taylor Ahrens, hitting a .294 on the year. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes it inside for a ball, and it's 1-0. Ahrens giving a long look down to third. Michelle Venturella, the head coach in her second season with the Bears, coaching down at third. The 1-0 on the way. Called strike, and the count evens 1-1. Jerry Llewellyn calling the balls and strikes behind the plate for the first game of the series. William Kincaid and Stephen Miller, the 2 umpires out in the field. As always, it is a 3-umpire crew for UAA contests. The 1-1, swung on, popped up in the infield. That'll be a help. Underneath it is Hamilton. The pitcher makes the call and the catch for the first out of the inning, and that keeps the runner right there at third base.
Now batting, number 7, Maggie Clapp.
A big pop out there, but now a tough customer coming to the plate, and Maggie Clapp, the first baseman for the Bears. Clapp hitting at .400 on the year. She has 20 hits and 50 at-bats. She's driven in 12. First pitch from Hamilton. Swung on, foul back, 0-1. Clapp trying to drive in the runner from third base, Amy Walsh, who led the game off with a triple. 1 out in the inning. Here's the 0-1 from Hamilton. Outside, 1-1. Going back to that pop-up there to Hamilton, the pitcher, you don't often see the pitcher call off the infielders on a play like that. Typically, you want your first baseman to come in and make that play, but Hamilton, a pretty capable fielder. Called strike as the count goes to 1-2. Hamilton, in high school, was an infielder, was a shortstop, in addition to her work as a pitcher. Here at Case Western Reserve, she'll probably play the outfield for the second game. Comes with a changeup there, and it's just a little down and in to even the count at 2-2. Clapp at the plate, trying to drive in Walsh from third. Hamilton has struck out 83 batters this season. She'd love to get another one here. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit hard, but foul down the third base line. And the count stays at 2-2. Meanwhile, if you're Clapp in this situation, you just want to try to get the ball in play. Spartans are playing back in the infield. They'll concede the run on a ball hit to one of their infielders to get the second out of the inning. 2-2 pitch. Hamilton. Rocks and delivers. Swing and a miss. Did she get a piece of that? Yeah, she just got a piece of that. So staying alive is Clapp. She was, well, I should say well out in front of the change up there from Hamilton. And just got enough of it to keep the at-bat going. Another 2-2. Swung on, hit softly on a line towards second. Waldner can't field it in the air, and safe at first base on the play will be Clapp.
Now batting number 6, Tara Tang.
It's got to be, I think, an error there. Not an easy play for Waldner to make, but she could have fielded it on a hop and got the out at first base on that. So it'll go as an E4 and then an RBI on the play as well. That run would have come in anyway. Pitch is taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-1. By Hera Tang, hitting a .268 on the year, the cleanup hitter. It's 1-0 Wash U. And that one foul back, 0-2 the count. Head coach Josie Henry is going to come out and have a look at her freshman catcher, Dustin Reynolds, who might have taken that last foul ball off her mask. Seems to be okay. Washington leading here, 1-0 early on in this one. The 0-2 on the way. Swung on, popped up, foul and out of play. Lands off the roof of the press box, and the count stays at 0-2 on Tang. Tang with 15 hits and 56 at-bats. 5 of those hits doubles. She's driven in 12. The umpire, home plate umpire, Jerry Llewellyn, comes all the way out to give Hamilton a new ball. Might have just been a chance to give Dustin Reynolds an extra second to take a deep breath after she had that previous pitch fouled off. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will be the second out of the inning.
Now batting number
So
4,
2 gone.
Michaela Arredondo.
And the batter will be the third baseman, Michaela Arredondo. Hitting a .231 on the year. 12 hits and 52 at-bats. 4 runs batted in. First pitch misses inside, 1-0. the 1-0. Hamilton settles back in. Clapp takes a lead from first. Swing and a miss, and it is 1-1. Hamilton's changeup has looked very good today. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Again, Arredondo well out in front of that pitch. Bottom of this WashU order has struggled a little with their bats. Arredondo hitting .231. Ramakrishnan hitting at .224. 163 for Julia Flores. We try to get it going here, though, this weekend. As that one, fastball a little inside, 2-2. Might have been a setup pitch there for Hamilton. As she came fastball in, let's see if she tries to come change up out here. One strikeout already in the inning. Runner on at first, 2 away. Here's the 2-2. And the changeup is popped up, fouling out of play. Count stays at 2-2. Nicole Carty has begun to throw in the Case Western Reserve bullpen. Although that might just be staying loose on a brisk, albeit sunny day here in Cleveland. Pitch misses outside, and it's 3-2, full count. So full count, 2 away, runner at first for WashU. 1-0, Bears leading early on, and a hit and an error in the first. Here's the payoff pitch from Hamilton. Swung on, line drive, foul, and we'll do it all over again. It's actually fairly nice weather here in Cleveland after some snow falling the last 2 days. Good to see the sun out. Temperature in the 40s today. Swing and a miss at the changeup, strike 3. So Hamilton gets Arredondo swinging for the third out of the inning, and that ends the top of the first. And we'll bring Case Western Reserve up to bat for the first time today. And they will come up to bat trailing 1-0 after WashU takes advantage of a leadoff triple for Walsh and then scoring on an error. Let's go ahead and get you the batting order for Case Western Reserve. Katie Weedy, the center fielder, leading things off. Arissa Cleveland will hit second. Maren Waldner, the second baseman, hits third. And then Grace Trichler will hit cleanup. Nicole Doyle, the shortstop, in the 5 spot. Sarah Miller, third base today. She'll hit 6th. Nicole Carty, the designated player, batting 7th. Dustin Reynolds catching and batting 8th. And Alyssa Hamilton, the pitcher, rounds out the lineup. She'll hit 9th. For Washington University defensively, first base is Maggie Clapp. Second base is Josie Elder. The shortstop is Taylor Aarons, and the third baseman is Michaela Arredondo. In left field, Natasha Ramakrishnan. The center fielder, Amy Walsh. In right field will be Ashley Madsen, as she flip-flops with Hera Tang, who will take over as designated player. And on the mound is Anna McKee. By the way, she'll be pitching to the catcher, Julia Flores. McKee on the season, 5-4 with a 2.51 ERA. Through 10 appearances, including 9 starts, she's thrown 6 complete games. 55 2/3 innings of work. She's allowed 52 hits for a .234 opponent's batting average. She's given up 34 runs, 20 of them earned, though. Walking 22, striking out 42. McKee from St. Louis, Missouri, a local product for Washington University. At Visitation Academy, a senior, 5'9" right-hander. She'll face the top of the Case Western Reserve order. Katie Weedy, Arissa Cleveland, Maren Waldner. Should one of those reach, Grace Trichler will come to the plate. Weedy really starting to thrive in her role as a slap hitter here. And she's really made a nice transition from a more conventional style. She takes a called strike to start off the at-bat. Now gets that one down, bunted past the third baseman, over to short. No play. It's an infield hit on the bunt for Weedy.
Now batting, number 6, Arissa Cleveland.
Well, mentioned Weedy is really starting to figure that out. She had a great weekend against NYU last weekend and starts off her 4-game series with Wash U with a leadoff bunt single. And now Weedy, who's a threat to steal, 10 stolen bases on 11 attempts. Representing the potential game-tying run as Arissa Cleveland bunts the first pitch foul. It's 0-1. Cleveland hitting at .258 on the season, but she's a pretty good bunter herself. She's driven in 12 runs, 23 hits, all singles on the year. Here's the 0-1. Showing no signs of bunting there. A good job to pull that back over the plate by the catcher, Flores. And the count goes to 0-2. Now the 0-2 to Cleveland. Fastball, little down and out, and it's 1-2. Jerry Llewellyn, the home plate umpire, got up as if he was going to call that strike 3, but thought better of it. And so the count stays at 1-2. 1-2. Swung on, ground ball to third. Fielded there, throw to second for 1. No play at first. And so an exchange of runners there as the fielder's choice retires Weedy on her way to second. Cleveland on at first. And the batter now will be Maren Waldner, who has her average over 500 on the year. Waldner has hit .525 on the season, 52 hits and 99 at-bats. She scored 29 runs. She's driven in 20. Swing to the first pitch there. Grounds it over to short. Throw to second for 1. Back on to first. Nope, no throw. So once again, a fielder's choice. Waldner takes over at first base. Cleveland retired at second. And the batter now will be Grace Trichler with a runner on and 2 away. Well, there's power all up and down the lineup for Case Western Reserve, but Trichler, the primary power source. A .438 hitter on the year. She has 5 home runs, leads the team with 25 runs batted in. First pitch down and out for a ball, 1-0, the count on Trichler. Waldner on at first, the 1-0 on the way from McKee. Swung on, hit softly towards second base, should be playable there. Picked up by the second baseman and flipped on to first. Josie Elder to Maggie Clapp to end the inning. Case Western Reserve will leave 1 stranded, and we'll move into the top of the second inning. 1-0 the score. Wash U with the lead. It will be Ramakrishnan, Flores, and Elder due up. 6, 7, and 8 in the Wash U order when we return. Welcome back once again. Washington University leading 1-0 as we move into the second inning. Natasha Ramakrishnan to lead things off, a .224 hitter on the season, takes the changeup up and in, ball 1. Ramakrishnan, Flores, and Elder for Washington University in inning number 2, 6, 7, and 8 in the order. Ramakrishnan hitting a 224 on the year, 11 for 49. The 1-0 from Hamilton. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Hamilton out of South Abington Township, Pennsylvania. Scranton Prep School. Little low, and it's 2-1. In her first year with Case Western Reserve University. D1 transfer. Nice start to her career. 8-4 on the season as she delivers that. A little down and in, 3-1. There is one other UAA series going on this weekend as Brandeis will travel to NYU. That one fouled off the backstop, and the count full, 3-2. We'll try to keep you updated on that series as the day goes on. Emory off this weekend and currently leading the UAA with an 11-1 record. Case Western Reserve 7-5 in UAA play. The Spartans will be the first UAA softball team to finish up conference play as that one misses down and in for ball 4. And it's a leadoff walk for Ramakrishnan, bringing Julia Flores to the plate, the left-handed hitting catcher. Flores, a 163 hitter, 3 runs batted in. Actually looks to be a different number there. That's Jillian Gossard, if I'm not mistaken, at the plate. Wearing number 20. Let me double check. Oh, pardon me. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong roster. That is Julia Flores. Pitch foul back, and it's 0-1. Good work on that, Kevin. Keeping me in line here. The 0-1 now. Called a strike, and it's 0-2. So indeed, Julia Flores falls behind in the count, 0-2. Nobody out, runner at first for the Bears. And that just misses outside, 1-2. Good pitch from Hamilton ahead in the count. So Emory University leading the UAA, 11-1 on the year. And it's Case Western Reserve at 7-5, NYU at 1-3, Brandeis at 1-7, and then WashU currently in 5th, 0-4. Again, WashU just one series in the books as that pitch foul back. They were swept by Emory. In fact, Emory's only loss in UAA play this year has come against Brandeis, so a little bit surprising after watching both the series for Case Western Reserve at Emory, as that's a called strike 3, and Flores down looking for the first out of the inning. A little bit surprising after both seeing the series that Case Western Reserve played at Emory and then the series that they played here against Brandeis. Brandeis did not look particularly good that weekend, but had a little bit better luck against Emory last. Called strike there, and it's 0-1 on the batter at the plate. That is Josie Elder, the second baseman. A 290 hitter on the year. She's 9 for 31 with 5 runs batted in. Ramakrishnan on at first still with 1 away. Pitch is bunted nicely down the third base side. Miller has it. Her throw to first in time for the out. That was Maren Waldner, who was covering, so it goes a 5-4 put out at first base and a sacrifice bunt. Not exactly sure that Elder's full intent there was to bunt, or to sacrifice herself. She might have been trying to get a base hit down, but either way, it moves the runner up a bag. And with 2 outs now, a chance for Ashley Madsen to drive the run in. She squares to bunt and bunts it foul. It's an 0-1 count. Madsen hitting a 286 on the year. Outside, and it's 1-1. One to nothing, Bears leading. An insurance run over at second base for Wash U. That ball swung on, lofted in the air down the line and left. It's a fair ball. Coming in quickly to get it is Cleveland. And she holds the runner, Ramakrishnan, over at third. It'll be first and third now with 2 outs. And back to the top of the order is Amy Walsh will come to the plate. Walsh tripled and scored the only run of the game so far, her first time up. And comes up here with a chance to extend the Bears' lead. Big at bat here early on in this game. She swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. The Spartans are still wary of the bunt here, playing in a step at the corners. Even after we saw Walsh drive one into the gap in left center field her first time up. Walsh is sophomore out of Lakewood, Illinois. Crystal Lake Central High School, 5'4", left-handed hitter. Not bunting, she swings and misses and falls behind in the count 0-2. Runners on the corners, 2 away. Ramakrishnan leads from third, Madsen from first. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, lift in the air, center field, coming in is Weedy, diving, and she makes the catch for the out. A run-saving catch in center field by Katie Weedy, and that ends the second inning for the Bears. They leave 2 on after a pair of hits in the frame, actually a walk and a hit in the frame. We'll move into the bottom of the second in case Western Reserve will try to answer back. 5, 6, and 7 in the order. Doyle, Miller, and Carty due up when we return. Well, it's 1-0 Wash U. Could have been worse if not for a diving catch by Katie Weedy just moments ago.
Number 4, Nicole Doyle.
And so now, after a little bit of momentum from that catch, let's see if the Case Western Reserve bats can go to work. A leadoff single for Katie Weedy in the first inning, but a runner left stranded on the base pass in the first for Case Western Reserve, and now it will be Doyle, Miller, and Carty due up. As the first pitch called strike to Doyle. Nicole Doyle, the junior, hitting at .350 on the year. 35 for 100. Leads the team with 11 doubles, has 3 home runs, 1 triple. Pitch taken in the dirt, and the count evens 1-1. Now McKee's 1-1. Little outside, and it's 2-1. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit softly towards short. Playable there. Throw on to first in time to get Doyle. Good play by Aarons to charge and make the play for the out. There's one gone.
Now batting, number 8, Sarah Miller.
So Doyle retired, and they'll bring Sarah Miller to the plate, who's really had a nice stretch of play here the last few weeks. Miller hitting a .271 on the season. 2 home runs, 16 RBIs. Had that great season against, or series, I should say, against Brandeis. As she takes the pitch for a called strike, 0-1. Miller, a freshman out of Lorain, Ohio. Called strike, let her high, and it's 0-2. So McKee gets ahead in the count early. Now the 0-2. Down and out for a ball, 1-2. Miller checks her swing, fouls it off, stays alive. Count stays at 1-2. Season is starting to wind down for the Spartans. As that one line drive to first, and the catch is made there by Maggie Clapp.
Now batting.
2 gone.
Nicole.
So Miller retired, and now Nicole Carty will be the batter, a .250 hitter on the season, 3 home runs and 18 runs batted in. After this weekend's 4-game series, as that one popped foul, just 8 more games left on the year for Case Western Reserve. They added a doubleheader at Mount Union on Monday. That to make up for a series earlier this week that was rained out. A little down and out, 1-1 now the count on Carty. Up high, 2-1. Team's final home series of the weekend, or of the season, I should say, will be against John Carroll. That's on Wednesday. 3:30 start for that doubleheader. And then Case Western Reserve will wrap up its regular season next weekend at Chicago. 4 games there. 3-1 the count now as Carty takes that one down and out. So for Case Western Reserve, who is 7th in the latest regional rankings, they have some work to do still. Called strike outside corner. Full count, 3-2, 2 outs, bases empty. Bottom of the second, 1-0 WashU. Here's the 3-2 on the way. Swung on, fouled back. So we'll get another pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and McKee gets the strikeout of Carty to end the second. It's 1-0 the score, WashU leading as we move along into the third. Aarons, Clapp, and Tangdu up when we return. Welcome back once again. Case Western Reserve University with a 1-0 deficit. The Bears coming up to bat here In their half of the third, 2, 3, and 4 in the order. Aaron's, Clapp, and Tang. Aaron's 0 for 1 on the day. Popped out her last time up. A little bit of confusion, it appears, on the infield. So I believe Sarah Miller, the third baseman, the umpire, and then Josie Henry out talking to her. They're all laughing about something. They are yet to let us in on the joke, but yeah, she might have taken a ball off her hand the way she's kind of trying to squeeze her fist and get a little pressure back on her hand. But it seems like she's okay. And so it looks like we're all set to get going. 1-0 the score. WashU with the lead. Aaron's at the plate. First pitch from Hamilton. And it misses down and in for a ball, 1-0. Well, Miller's still squeezing that hand. Looks in particular to be her pointer finger that she might have gotten the worst of. And if I'm WashU, it might be a good chance to try to lay one down. That one hit to deep center field, and in left center, tracing back and making the catch is Katie Weedy for the out.
Now batting number 7.
And there's one gone. Well, Weedy might have gotten a little banged up on that one. She hit the fence in left center field hard. But after making the great catch to end the last inning, she makes another pretty good one to start the third. And there's one out. So one gone now, and the batter will be Maggie Clapp, who had an RBI her first time up, driving in a run on a ground ball to second base with a runner at third. It's a 1-0 count now on Clapp. The 1-0 from Hamilton. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Well, it's rare to see a WashU softball team with a losing record as the Bears have now. That's a program with a really rich history. They are 8-10 on the year this season. And again, really, so that's a called strike, 1-2. Well, they weren't playing great heading into that Emory series. Certainly those 4 losses didn't help. They bounced back on April 12th, winning a doubleheader at Greenville, 11-4 and 11-3 in the 2 games. As Michelle Venturella will call over Clapp, give her a few words. Clapp, the senior out of Portland, Oregon. It's a 1-2 count. Bases are empty, 1 away. Swing and a miss at the changeup, strike 3. Boy, has that pitch been good today so far for Hamilton. So 2 gone, 4th strikeout through the first 2 2/3 innings for Hamilton. And the batter now will be Hera Tang, a .268 hitter coming into the game, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch taken for a called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Now the 0-1 on the way from Hamilton. Swung on, hit hard but foul, and it's 0-2. Again, first game of a doubleheader today. Second game will start about a half an hour after Game 1 ends. These 2 teams will play again tomorrow starting at 1 o'clock. That will be senior day here at Case Western Reserve. Hamilton tried to come back with that changeup to see if she could get Tang to chase it. Tang didn't offer, though. So the count goes to 1-2. Similar pitch to what she struck out Clapp on just a few moments ago. Maybe a little bit more outside. Here's a 1-2. She came inside there, And it hit Tang, but no, yeah, she'll call her back, or pardon me, the umpire will call Tang back, and reasonably so. I think Tang stuck that elbow out there a little bit. And so that'll go as a ball. It'll be a 2-2 count. Michelle Venturella will come out to ask for an explanation, but I thought that was pretty clear. And so the count stays at 2-2, 2 outs. Bases are empty. Hamilton looking for a quick inning here, first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Here's her 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. They'll throw down to first. It's there in time for the out. And that ends the inning. 2 strikeouts in the frame, 5 on the day through the first 3 innings for Hamilton, and we'll move into the bottom of the third. 1-0 WashU leading. For Case Western Reserve, 8, 9, and 1 in the order due up. Dustin Reynolds, Alyssa Hamilton, and Katie Weedy when we return. Welcome back once again. Case Western Reserve trailing 1-0, but coming to bat in the third. It's Reynolds, Hamilton, and Weedy. First pitch from McKee is a called strike to the freshman catcher, Dustin Reynolds. Reynolds, a left-handed hitter, batting at .282 on the year. 5 doubles, 2 triples, 16 runs batted in. Pitch misses up high for a ball. It is now even, 1-1. Mentioned those regional rankings that came out yesterday. In Case Western Reserve 7th in the regional rankings. Here's the 1-1. Fastball outside corner, called strike 1-2. It's probably a little bit lower than you want to be at if you're hoping to get an at-large bid to the tournament. Here's the 1-2, swung on, fouled off. I believe there's still just one Pool B bid in softball. That one Pool B bid goes to a team that's either an independent team or part of a conference that does not have an automatic bid, the UAA included in that. Swing and a miss by Reynolds, strike 3. And she's down swinging. Second strikeout of the game for McKee, first out of the inning. And that will bring up McKee's counterpart, Alyssa Hamilton, to the plate. Pitcher hitting 9th in the order today for Case Western Reserve. She's hitting at .246 on the year with 1 home run and 5 runs batted in. If a team that falls into that independent or a conference that doesn't have an automatic bid, Pool B group doesn't get that Pool B bid, they are put in the mix for an at-large bid. I believe 16 of those. Don't quote me on that number. So certainly a chance for Case Western Reserve to get in that mix, but you want to really be in the top 5 in the region to have a good shot at that. Right now the team sits 7th with some room to move up here. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. That means this weekend series even more important. Really the 2 series that you look at, not that the ones against Mount Union and John Carroll aren't important. Every game is going to be important for this Case Western Reserve team. But if you can make some headway against both Wash U and Chicago to end the season, that would really go a long way towards strengthening the team's resume towards making the NCAA tournament. Up and out, ball 3, 3-1. Hamilton trying to get on for a red-hot Katie Weedy out on deck. Here's the 3-1. McKee rocks, delivers. Hamilton fouls it off towards the Case Western Reserve dugout as the count goes full 3-2. Case Western Reserve winners of 7 of their last 8 games. Their only loss during that stretch came against NYU 6-4 in the first game of their series. Swung on ground ball, hot shot, actually a line drive and a nice backhanded catch made by Maggie Clapp at first base to retire the batter Hamilton for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that'll bring up Katie Weedy, who has the only Case Western Reserve hit today. She bunted her way on for a hit back in the first. She bunts here, nicely down the third base side, throw on to first, not in time. Boy, Weedy is really starting to figure it out. Red hot lately, her second hit of the game, and there's a runner on at first now with 2 away. And I have to imagine Weedy will be running at some point in this at-bat. In the meantime, Marissa Cleveland to the plate. Cleveland, a .258 hitter coming into the game. 0 for 1, grounded into a fielder's choice her first time up. Weedy going on a delayed steal. Throw goes down to second, not in time. And that is the 11th stolen base of the season for Weedy, who's now in scoring position. And again, Michelle Venturella will head out and ask for an explanation from the umpire. Weedy certainly appeared to be safe from up here. And so runner in scoring position, the potential game-tying run. Cleveland at the plate. And even with first base open, if you're McKee, you have to go after Cleveland here with Waldner and Trichler and Doyle following her in the at-bat. That's a called strike, and the count evens 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball hit towards short. Backhanded and unable to make the play at short is Ahrens, and everyone is safe. Well, Ahrens kind of had a strange approach to that one, and that'll go as an error on her. She probably had a better shot of that one if she didn't awkwardly backhand it. So instead, Ahrens with the error, and now it's going to be first and third with 2 away. And that will bring, once again, they'll bring out head coach for WashU, Michelle Venturella, to have a talk with her entire infield here. By the way, for Katie Weedy, that is her 61st stolen base of her career, which puts her 5 shy of the school record. So we'll keep an eye on that as the weekend goes along. In the meantime, a big at-bat here for Maren Waldner. Tying run at third base, go-ahead run at first. We're in the third inning. It's 1-0 Wash U, but Case Western Reserve threatening with 2 outs. A single for Katie Weedy, a steal of second, and an error of put runners on the corners. Waldner 0 for 1 and takes a first pitch strike. Fastball up high and on the outer corner of the plate. Well, with 2 on and 2 out, a huge at-bat here for Waldner. She swings to the 0-1, grounds it through, backhanded by the shortstop. Throw goes to second, pops out of the glove, and safe at second base is going to be Cleveland. So that'll go as a hit and an RBI on the play for Marin Waldner, and we're all tied at 1. And that will bring Grace Trichler. So not only does that tie the game up, which is huge in its own right, but it continues the inning here for the best hitter in the Case Western Reserve lineup, Grace Trichler. That pitch appeared to be a little down and out, but called a strike, and it's 0-1 the count now on Trichler, who is 0 for 1 on the day. She grounded out her first time up. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, hit on a soft line over to first base, and the catch is made for the out by Maggie Clapp, who played some nice defense here in the first inning, and that'll end in the third inning, and that'll end the inning. So Case Western Reserve evens the score up, 1 apiece. Wash U will try to answer when they come to the plate in the fourth, and it will be Arredondo, Ramakrishnan, and Flores to the plate. 5, 6, and 7 in the order for the Bears in the fourth when we return. Welcome back once again. Case Western Reserve evening the score at a run apiece. So it's 1-1. Case Western Reserve and WashU all even as Michaela Arredondo will come to the plate and a swing and a miss at that. Good changeup once again by Hamilton. That is, had the WashU hitters off balance throughout the game. Arredondo, Ramakrishnan, and Flores to the plate this inning. Called strike, and it's 0-2. The other series in the UA slated for a 4 o'clock start, NYU hosting Brandeis. They'll play a doubleheader today and then another one tomorrow, but 4 o'clock for the early game, 6 o'clock approximately for the late game. Called strike 3, and Hamilton with a strikeout.
Number 1, Natasha Ramakrishnan.
Well, Hamilton's starting to settle into a little bit of a groove here after Case Western Reserve got a big run in the bottom of the third. It's now, 5 straight retired for Hamilton. And a first pitch called strike now to Natasha Ramakrishnan, who drew a walk her last time up. The 0-1 from Hamilton. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Hamilton seems to have be particularly hard to hit when she's climbed the strike zone today. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another good high changeup for Hamilton, and she goes back to that one. Hamilton now with 7 strikeouts in the game. And by the way, with the third batter of the inning coming up, she's eyeing an immaculate inning here. She's thrown 6 pitches, gotten 2 strikeouts here in the fourth. And the first pitch changeup, it's a called strike, 0-1. The immaculate inning, of course, when you throw 9 pitches, get 3 strikeouts in an inning. I think there have only been 30-something in the entire history of Major League Baseball. It's not an easy feat to accomplish. And it won't be accomplished here as that misses outside for ball 1. But 7 strikeouts so far through 3 2/3 innings for Hamilton. She's retired the last 6 batters she's faced. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit softly, back towards second base. Waldner there, throws to first, inning over. 7 straight sat down by Hamilton, and that's exactly what you want to see from a pitcher. A 1-2-3 inning after an offensive inning for your team in the bottom of the frame where you tie up the game. And so now back to work for the Case Western Reserve bats. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Nicole Doyle, Sarah Miller, Nicole Carty due up when we return. Alyssa Hamilton settling in nicely. Hamilton has now made 3 starts here at Mather Park this season. She's allowed just 1 run. Came in this game, but she pitched 2 shutouts against Brandeis. 1 run in 3 innings here today, so she is taken to her new home ballpark. Case Western Reserve bats have to try to get something going here. They've scored a run on 3 hits.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for your Spartans, number 4, Nicole
2 of those hits off the bat of Katie Weedy, who has scored the only run of the game so far for Case Western Reserve. So really, McKee has done a good job limiting Case Western Reserve's base runners for the most part today. As the first pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. It's interesting to see the difference between the 2 pitchers so far. McKee has really done it with a good fastball today. She really has some nice velocity. It's been a little bit of a different story for Hamilton, who's really gotten the outs with her great changeup. Not that Hamilton doesn't have a velocity or that McKee doesn't have any other pitches to offer, but they've gotten their outs really in 2 different ways. Swung on, hard ground ball down the third base side, foul. Doyle tried to turn on that pitch. She's 0 for 1 on the day. One run on 2 hits, 1 error for WashU in the game. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for Case Western Reserve. And that's a called strike, 2-2. Two pitch. Swung on, grounded off the glove of the pitcher over the shortstop. Throw by Aarons on to first in time for the out. It'll go as a 1-6-3 put out after McKee tipped it off her glove. A good job by Aarons to stick with it and make the play. So with 1 out now, Sarah Miller to the plate. She's 0 for 1 in the game. Swung on, lifted in the air, down the line and right, and will tail foul as it lands in foul territory down that line in right field. Ashley Madsen went chasing after that one. Outside, 1-1. Flores, a freshman catcher, but been impressed with her behind the plate early on here. Swung on, fouled off on the off-speed pitch. Count goes to 1-2. Seen a couple times today Flores do a good job framing some of those pitches, trying to pull those pitches back into the strike zone from McKee to get that called strike. The 1-2. Swung on line drive right field. It's a base hit. Well, you could see Miller's approach at the plate. That entire at bat was just to try to get it that opposite way. And it finally pays off. Behind in the count 1-2. She lines one into right for the 4th hit of the day for Case Western Reserve. If I'm not mistaken, it's the first hit out of the infield today for the Spartans. So runner on at first, one away. Batter will be Nicole Carty. Carty, a .250 hitter on the season. 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. 0 for 1 today. Swings and misses at the high fastball. She struck out in her first at bat. One of 2 strikeout victims for McKee in the game. Josie Henry, head coach for Case Western Reserve, comes down the line to flash some signs to the runner over at first. That's Miller. Fastball outside corner for a called strike. And there's another good example of the catcher Flores taking a pitch that's fairly close to being a ball. Probably is a strike, but really just pulling it back enough to get the call for the strike, and it's 0-2. Outside for a ball, and it's 1-2. But I have to imagine a veteran pitcher like Anna McKee has to love pitching to someone like Flores, who again clearly has some expertise behind the plate for her age. Swung on foul back by Carty, and it's still a 1-2 count. Down low, 2-2. Well, again, talking about the differences between the two pitchers, and really it's goes a little bit to what they want to throw when they get ahead in the count. As the 2-2 on the way. Swung on foul back. I think with McKee, we're seeing her, again, rely more on that fastball when she gets ahead in the count, whereas with Hamilton, she gets ahead in the count and she wants to throw her changeup. And again, that's sort of been the difference between the two today. Both have been effective. There's no one way to do it. There's the changeup, and it's popped up. Good pitch from McKee. Second baseman back to get it, and unable to make the catch at second base is Elder. The throw goes away, and that will be an error on Elder, who never had a good read on that, but boy, that's one she should have caught. And so first and second now with one out in the 4th. And a chance here for the catcher, Dustin Reynolds, with 2 on and 1 away. And let's see if as Josie Henry will pull out her scorecard here, or I should say her lineup card. And I think we may get a pinch runner at first base. And indeed we will. It will be Sydney Wagner, who is the right fielder for Case Western Reserve, who will pinch run here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now running at first base for Case Western Reserve, number 27, Sydney Wagner.
So Wagner on at first. Miller at second. And the batter at the plate will be Dustin Reynolds. Reynolds, the freshman, 0 for 1. Struck out in her first at bat against McKee. Came into the game hitting at .282, and first pitch taken for a ball, 1-0. Well, the good news for McKee here is that you're facing the bottom of the Case Western Reserve order, but this is the bottom part of the order that can hit a little bit. Foul back, and it's 1-1. Again, Reynolds a 282 hitter. She's driven in 16 runs through 27 games in her career. And then Hamilton, a 246 hitter. And she's certainly capable of driving in a run. Now squaring a bunt, gets it down out in front of the mound. Good bunt. Throw to first in time for the out. It goes a sacrifice there for Reynolds. Wagner to second. Miller to third. And so it'll be second and third now with two away, and Hamilton with a chance to help her own cause. First pitch. Down and out for a ball, 1-0. And, well, the home plate umpire will call in his two fellow umpires, and they'll discuss something. But immediately after that pitch, Jerry Llewellyn came out and signaled that he wanted to talk to the other two umpires. And I'm not sure what that was about. Llewellyn heads back to the plate laughing, and no call yet or anything to seem to change the status quo. So it is 1-0. Inside, 2-0. I think McKee asking where that one missed. Wanted to know. Well, an interesting situation here because you certainly have, as that one, a called strike on the outside corner, you certainly have a base open and can pitch around Hamilton, but Hamilton, and of everyone in the Case Western Reserve starting lineup, has the lowest batting average, 246 hitter. Once you get past her, Katie Weedy due up next. Weedy, though, is that one in the dirt, knocked down by the catcher Flores. Good job to keep it close. It's 3-1. Weedy is a slap hitter, so with the bases loaded, you take away a little bit of what makes Weedy so good. Her ability to bunt, her ability to kind of just get it down in the infield. With the bases loaded, you get a lot of opportunities as an infielder to get to the nearest base. And so I think you just have to attack Hamilton at the plate here, but that's not necessarily what McKee has done. She's yet to walk a batter today, but is behind in the count here, 3-1. And that's a called strike outside corner. 3-2, full count, 2 outs. It's a 1-1 game. Runners at second and third with 2 away. Big pitch here for McKee. She rocks and delivers. Swung on, back towards the mound. McKee has it, throws to first in time for the out. And Anna McKee escapes the jam in the fourth. 1-1 the score. We'll move to the fifth. Wash U coming up to bat in a 1-1 game when we return. And welcome back once again as Case Western Reserve, Wash U tied at 1 as we head into the latter portion of this game, top of the 5th. And it looks like we'll get a pinch hitter here for Wash U as Michaela Morehouse will be the batter.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now batting for Washington, number 3, Michaela Morehouse.
So Morehouse to the plate. She'll hit for Josie Elder. The second baseman is a swing and a miss in its own one. Morehouse, a .375 hitter in limited plate appearances. She's 3 for 8, 2 doubles, 4 runs batted in. Morehouse, a sophomore out of Pacific, Missouri. That pitch foul back. Count goes to 0-2. Pacific, Missouri sounds like an awfully deceptive city name for a landlocked state. The 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball, and that's, boy, looked awfully close to being a called strike 3. I think everyone thought that one was there in the infield for Case Western Reserve. There's that changeup again that has given the Wash U hitters fits today. So 1-2 now. Hamilton has struck out 7 already. Make it 8. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is now 8 straight retired by Hamilton.
Number 23, Ashley Madsen.
Little slap hit into left field, and that'll get down for a base hit for Ashley Madsen, who has her second hit of the day. So Wash U now with 3 hits in the game, 2 of them off the bat of Madsen. I'm sorry, they called her out, it appears. And they call her out for being out of the batter's box, I believe, when she swung at that one.
Now batting, number 17.
So that'll be the second out of the inning. And make it another one retired as that one rolls foul. As the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, Amy Walsh, fouled off. Walsh with a triple and scored the only Wash U run of the game in the first inning. So 2 gone. Base is empty. Pitch in the dirt. Count goes to 1-1. Hamilton looking for a third straight 1-2-3 inning. Bunted. And that one will go foul. 1-2. Well, it's funny. Walsh showed no signs of bunting the first 2 innings, or first 2 at-bats she had. Although Case Western Reserve certainly defended against it. In fact, again, she tripled to deep left center field in her first at-bat. In her third at-bat now, she is certainly shown a little bit more of a propensity to try to lay one down. Sending 2 foul, and she swings and misses at that one, strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Hamilton, her 9th strikeout of the game. We'll move into the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 the score. Case Western Reserve and Washington all even. For Case Western Reserve, top of the order, Weedy, Cleveland, Waldner when we return. Well, Katie Weedy set to lead things off in a tie ball game. Weedy has reached base in each of her first 2 at-bats of the day. Josie Elder, meanwhile, takes back over at second base after being pinch hit for in the top of the inning. It'll be Weedy followed by Cleveland and Waldner. Weedy has reached base twice on 2 bunt base hits. And no surprise here as to what Weedy will try to do there. A little bit more of that running start on the slap hit, and she takes it for a called strike, 0-1. So again, Weedy, what makes her dangerous out of this leadoff spot is that she can both slap and bunt fairly well. There she's swinging and misses, and it's 0-2. Her first 2 times up, she was kind of able to lay down a bunt a little bit more. So now, though, she's taking that hack at it, and certainly will be so again here behind in the count 0-2. And she swings, bunts, or lines it softly back towards the pitcher. McKee there makes the catch, and for the first time today, retires Weedy.
Number 6, Arissa.
And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th for Arissa Cleveland. Cleveland reached on an error her last time up. She's 0 for 2 in the game. First pitch. Misses outside for a ball, 1-0. Now the 1-0 on the way. Misses. 2-0. Swung on, grounded softly towards short. Aaron's there. Throw on to first, and just a step ahead of Cleveland for the second out. So 2 gone, and McKee will face Waldner with the bases open. Waldner 1 for 2 on the day with an infield hit and an RBI. Swings and grounds that one up the middle and through for a base hit. So first pitch swinging, Waldner gets her second hit of the game. 5th hit overall for Case Western Reserve.
Now batting, number 18,
And again, a
Grace Trichler.
runner on now for Grace Trichler, who will come to the plate for the 3rd time. She's 0 for 2. Well, the advantage that Grace Trichler has with her power is that she's kind of a one-woman rally. She can put runs on the board at any point, as that's a called strike. Boy, I think some of those are awfully close to missing outside. And again, it's a great job by Flores, who's pulling it back, showing it to the umpire essentially, and getting the called strike. Now the 0-1. Swung on line drive, but right at the second baseman. Back in the game is Elder, and she makes the catch for the out. And that will end the 5th. Case Western Reserve retired despite a 2-out single for Waldner. We'll move into the 6th. Still 1-1 between Washington and Case Western Reserve. In the 6th for Wash U, it'll be their 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Aaron's, Clapp, and Tang due up when we return.
Taylor Aaron.
It's a 1-1 game. Tightly played first game of the series here between Washington and Case Western Reserve. Alyssa Hamilton has sat down the last 10 batters she's faced. And first pitch of the inning popped up first base. Trichler makes the catch. And Aaron's quickly retired. One gone in the frame.
Now batting, number 7, Maggie Clapp.
It has been a terrific game so far for Hamilton. She has shut down this WashU lineup, trying to keep it going. Called strike, 0-1 now. On Maggie Clapp, 0 for 2, drove in the only run of the game with a ground ball to first base back in the first inning. The 0-1. Change-up called strike outside corner, 0-2. Hamilton looking for double-digit strikeouts. Won't get it there as that one popped up behind second base. Waldner goes back and makes the catch. 2 gone. Well, that's a little bit of a challenging one there, but Waldner, fielding it almost like a wide receiver on a deep route, makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So with 2 gone, that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Hera Tang. 0 for 2 on the day. She has struck out twice. Swing and a miss at the first pitch, 0-1. Hamilton eyeing another quick inning. 12 straight retired. Change-up swung on and missed at 0-2. The streak started of 12 straight retired with runners on at first and third, 2 outs in the second inning, when Katie Weedy made a diving catch to save what would have been the second run of the game for WashU. Hamilton has been perfect since. Misses down, and it's 1-2. Now the 1-2. Hamilton delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 10th strikeout of the game for Hamilton. That is 13 in a row retired. We will move to the bottom of the 6th, see if Case Western Reserve can break through for a run for the Spartans. 5, 6, and 7 in the order. Doyle, Miller, and Carty due up when we return. Nicole Doyle set to lead things off. Case Western Reserve, WashU all even at a run apiece. Doyle, Miller, and Carty due up, the same 3 that started the 4th inning for Case Western Reserve. Pardon me, the 3rd inning for Case Western Reserve when they scored their only run of the game. Doyle 0 for 2 on the day with a couple of ground outs. The 1-0 called a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. Swung on, grounded, foul down the third base side. 1-2. See if Doyle can get something started. The junior shortstop. A .350 hitter coming into the game. But again, 0 for 2 today. She's now 35 for 102 on the season. 11 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs. She's driven in 18. The 1-2 popped up, foul territory, and that will get out of play. So the count stays at 1-2. McKee beginning the inning with 78 pitches. WashU has used 4 different pitchers this season. The 2 main ones have been Anna McKee and Maggie Clapp. Clapp over at first base here. Abby Gragan has also pitched 18 innings. That one grounds softly over to short. Throw to first, just in time to get Doyle for the out. Nice play by Ahrens.
Number 8, Sarah.
Kendall Schwartz has also seen some time on the mound. Sarah Miller to the plate. Miller 1 for 2 on the day. Misses low for a ball. 1-0. That ball hit to the opposite field, fairly deep, going back, and it's over the head of the right fielder. Miller turns the corner at second, but will stop there with a 1-out double. And Sarah Miller, who has shown an ability to go to the opposite field, doing so again there, driving one back towards the wall, was not the best read on it in right field for Ashley Madsen, who got turned around a bit. But either way, a well-hit ball by Miller. And now she is in scoring position for Nicole Carty. Carty 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Reached base on an error her last time up. After popping one out up to second base. Elder was unable to make the play. That ball hit in the air, deep towards right field, back at the wall, and it's off the wall. Miller had to hold it second, but she'll be waved around. The throw comes in towards the infield. The throw to the plate, not in time. Miller comes in standing up, and at second base with an RBI double is Carty, and it's now 2-1 Case Western Reserve. Back-to-back doubles for Miller and Carty, and Case Western Reserve takes its first lead of the game. And we'll get a pinch runner again at second base, as Michelle Venturella will come out. Well, maybe we won't get a pinch runner here for Carty. Let's see. Venturella pulls her entire infield in as she'll talk this out with the team, trying to keep it at a 1-run game. Venturella, the former Olympic softball player. Won a gold medal back in 2000. And no pinch runner there. So Carty will stay in the game, and the batter at the plate will be Dustin Reynolds. Reynolds 0 for 1 today. Fouls back the first pitch, and it's 0-1. A sacrifice bunt the last time up for Reynolds with runners at first and second. So a quick 2 doubles in case Western Reserve has their first lead of the game. 2-1 the score. Misses outside. Count evens 1-1 now on Reynolds. Looking for an insurance run. Here's the 1-1. Little low, and it's 2-1. Did not miss by much. Now the 2-1 pitch. 3-1. First base open here. With the 9-hitter, Alyssa Hamilton out on deck. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on line, drive back to the shortstop, Ahrens, who makes the catch for the out. Carty gets back to second base, and there'll be 2 gone in the inning now for Hamilton. Well, Hamilton can make her job in the top of the 7th a little bit easier with a base hit here. Important insurance run out at second. Hamilton at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch. Swung on, fouled back, 0-1. In our 4 games here at Mather Park, Hamilton does have a home run. But again, can drive in that run without a homer here. She's the pitcher of record now on the right side of things as she looks for her 9th win of the season. A little low, and it's 1-1. Lifted in the air, right field, deep again, this time over to get it. Making the catch in right is Ashley Madsen. And that will end the inning, but Case Western Reserve on back-to-back doubles for Miller and Carty take the lead in the game, 2-1 the score. Hamilton will try to close this one out when we begin the 7th. It will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Bears. Arredondo, Ramakrishnan, and Flores due up when we return. Well, welcome back as Case Western Reserve with a 2-1 lead. Hamilton has retired the last 13 batters she's faced and will look to close it out here in the 7th. Washington University will send a pinch hitter to the plate. It'll be Mackenzie Gaudin, the senior, 5'9" out of Ripon, California. Gaudin, a .267 hitter on the season, 4 for 15 with 5 runs batted in. She'll hit here for Arredondo, who is 0 for 2 in the game with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch on the way. Call, no, ball, 1-0. Looked awfully close from up here. Hamilton has struck out 10. She's allowed just 2 hits and 1 walk in the game. It's been a masterful effort thus far, but 3 more outs for her to get. The 1-0. Up high, 2-0. Two to 1 the score. Case Western Reserve trailed 1-0 after half an inning, but scored the last 2 as that one catches the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. On the way. Inside, 3-1. Last thing you want to do here if you're Hamilton is walk the leadoff hitter in a 1-run game in the 7th. And knowing that, she lays one down the middle and delivers a strike, 3-2. Not sure Gaudin has offered it a pitch yet. I think she's taken the first 5 here, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the 3-2. And it's low, ball 4. And so there is the leadoff walk, the potential game time run on the base paths. It looks like we'll get a pinch hitter at the plate here and potentially a pinch runner as well. Let's see. Does look like Kendall Schwartz will be the pinch hitter. Although now Schwartz being pulled back, it appears. And it looks like this will be Ramakrishnan who will come to the plate. No pinch runner yet. So this will be, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is Natasha Ramakrishnan to the plate.
Now batting, number 1, Natasha Ramakrishnan.
Ramakrishnan is 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Squares to bunt, gets it down nicely. Trichler picks it up, throws to Waldner to get the out. There's one gone, but that will move the potential game time run into scoring position now with 1 out in the inning. And now we'll get the pinch hitter here for Julia Flores. It will be Kendall Schwartz coming to the plate. So in a bunt situation, Michelle Venturella opting to keep Ramakrishnan in the game, sacrifice the runner over, and now she'll take 2 shots at it here with Schwartz up in place of Flores here in the 7th. Schwartz, a freshman out of Phoenix, Arizona, Desert Vista High School. A right-handed hitter, Schwartz also pitches for the Bears. This will be just her 7th collegiate at bat. She's 1 for 6 with a base hit. Big out for Hamilton. 2 big outs still to get. First pitch on the way. Called strike, and it's 0-1. So some machinations here late in game 1 for the Bears. As Schwartz at the plate, a relatively inexperienced hitter. Called strike, and it's 0-2. And now Hamilton can play around with that off-speed pitch a bit against Schwartz if she wants. Great last name, by the way. No relation. 0-2. Swung on, back towards short. Tough play for Doyle, who looks the runner back, throws and gets it there in time for the second out. Nicole Doyle handled that perfectly. She had a run in to get it, had just enough time to take a look back at second base to make sure that Gaudin stayed at second and launched a perfect throw to first to get the second out. So with 2 gone, this will be the last chance for the Bears, and it will be Josie Elder at the plate to try to keep the game going. First pitch to Elder. Little high, 1-0. Elder was pinch hit for her last time up. Yet to get an official at bat in this game. The 1-0 on the way. Swung on, hit softly, foul down the first base side, 1-1. Case Western Reserve trying to strike first in this game, in this series. They lead 2-1. Hamilton has allowed just 2 hits in the game. The 1-1 on the way. Inside, 2-1. Hamilton maybe trying to be a bit too precise with her pitches here in this last inning. Has missed with a few inside. The 2-1. Swung on, popped up. It's good ended, foul territory. Waldner makes the catch, game over. Case Western Reserve strikes first in the early game. 2-1 the score. The Spartans win. So Case Western Reserve gets the win. They improve to 21-7 on the season, 8-5 in the UAA. Wash U will fall to 8-11 on the year, 0-5 in conference play. Game 2 about half an hour away here at Mather Park, as the 2 teams will face off for the second time in the 4-game series. Once again, final score, game 1, 2-1. Winning pitcher Alyssa Hamilton, 9-4. Losing pitcher Anna McKee, 5-5 on the year. Thank you again for joining us, and we will see you back here in about half an hour for game 2 between the Bears and the Spartans. Thank you.